Johnny Vaughan.
Yes!
And this is Steve Brooker, also known as Mud God.
I actually want to change history.
Steve and his sidekick Rock are part of a licensed group of amateur archaeologists known as Mudlarks. They scour Britain's foreshores, searching not for buried treasure, but hidden history.
Oh, yes!
Tasty.
Wicked. That is tasty.
They've agreed to share with me their decades of knowledge and experience.
Come here, man. I love that.
Our adventures on the foreshore will propel us on historical quests that range from the sublime
Whoa! Yes!
to the painful
Hold the line, lad. Stay in the line.
to the downright disgusting. As we become MudMen. This week, we're on the River Thames by the iconic Tower of London. We've been given special access to search a foreshore, usually out of bounds, for mudlarks, and we discover an historic feast of finds.
It's for keeping gunpowder in.
Yeah!
It's a gunpowder thing. Oh, that's a really good find.
Our spoils send us on an explosive journey into the world of law enforcement. And we discover a whole new meaning to the phrase, hot fuzz.
Man, it's warm in here with a nice fire.
Today we're going to be scavenging the foreshore right here at London's most famous and iconic building, the Tower of London. Over the centuries, it's been used as a royal residence, the Royal Mint, a place where the crown jewels have been stored, and even a zoo. It's also been the country's most famous armoury. Work started on this building in 1078, built by Gandalf of Beck, commissioned by William the Conqueror, who never saw completion of the building, which happened in 1098. They say whoever has control of the Tower of London has control of the whole country. But here on MudMen, we say whoever has control of the foreshore is without doubt Steve Brooker. Let's go and find him. Steve!
We're on one of the best foreshores ever, the Tower of London.
Nice and clean.
Clean as a whistle. But also, we've got special permission today from the Crown, because of course we're not normally allowed on here.
Although we know this is one of the best places for mudlarking in London, don't we?
And we can have some really good bits and pieces up today.
Absolutely. Dripping with history down here.
It's a real privilege to be searching this foreshore today, as mudlarking with our usual Port of London Authority permits isn't allowed. We have to search by eye, but we've got the crack team of Woodage John and the Mudhound Stolly, so it should be a great day.
Oh, here we go.
So we've got
Bit of brass pipe or something. Oh no.
I think it's a whistle.
Is that a whistle?
Looks like a policeman's whistle.
It might be.
Anything written on it? AH. Is it AH? Look, AH.
Yeah, 8.
It could be his name. Who knows? Good find, though. Ah, it's a good start, isn't it? Yeah, look carefully, yeah? That's a knife. Bone handle,
Oh yeah.
blade.
Yeah.
Well, look how it's encrusted. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to do, yeah, is I'm going to whack the crud off of it.
Daggers were one of the most vital tools in the Middle Ages, carried by all classes, and used not only when eating, but for self-defence, in more of a lawless society.
No!
Oh, it's close.
It's close. Well, I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's probably about 1700s, if not a tiny bit earlier.
Nice, mate.
Yeah, top find.
Very good. Any old bucket?
Try down there.
Keep it going down, shall we?
It's been a cracking start, and even Stolly's found something.
So yeah, that's quite interesting, and we get a lot of them down here, but this one's broken. Imagine a spoon. Of course, this is just the stem of a spoon. This is the handle. And this is pewter. Now, think of the soldiers that were down here going in and out of the tower. They've got this tucked down their belt. They put a leg up or whatever, yeah, to get out of a boat. It dislodges, and they lose their spoon, and that's why you get so many out the back wall. I reckon this is probably about, I don't know, maybe 1700s.
The hell's this? Oh, got a bit of cannonball.
It's a bit of cannonball. There we go, look at that. So yeah, imagine a big round piece of cannon shot like that. It's broken, possibly fired in anger. Who knows? I know there was an armoury up here at the top there by the tower, so possibly it's come from there. So yeah, pretty good find.
The royal armouries at the tower can be traced back to the medieval kings of England. It was Henry III in the 13th century who did a great deal to transform the tower into what we see today. During his reign, there were even lions, a polar bear, and an elephant kept at the tower, all gifts from other rulers. But the big question today is, will the foreshore give any gifts to Johnny?
You all right, Steve?
Hello, matey.
What's the dealio?
MudMen, MudMen. Well, we're on the tower foreshore.
Yeah.
You won't be needing those. Because we're not allowed to scrape down here, are we?
We're not allowed to scrape at all?
No.
Not even my 3 inches?
Not even your 3 inches. So, it's all by eye. But saying that, we've had some really good bits and pieces up. Look at all that metal work down there.
I got that on the way over here.
Bit of cartouche.
Bit of cartouche.
You got a beard.
Yeah.
The bottom half of the beard, and you got the side cartouche. Well spotted.
I always like finding those.
But honestly, yeah, you got to get on your hands and knees. Look where Rock is. Willis John's down there doing his bit. We're all on the low water mark.
What's Willis John doing without his metal detector?
He's not allowed. Take away his detector, that's bad enough.
Yeah.
But he's out of roll-ups as well. I wouldn't even talk to him today, yeah. He's like crazed.
He's got no backy or a metal detector.
He's like a crazed man.
His eyes must be like hollows of madness. Let's stay close to Willis John, though, just in case he does something desperate and irrational. You never know, he's not to himself.
I doubt if he'll even talk to you. Not that he does anyway, but... Oi, 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 look! Yeah, I can see something. Quick, before he goes.
Got it. What is it? Hey, that's good. It's pewter.
Yeah?
It's got 2 holes here. I know what it is. It's for keeping gunpowder in.
Yeah!
It's a gunpowder thing. They used to strap them like that.
It's a little keg, powder keg.
It's a tiny little powder keg. Oh, that's a really good find.
And that'd just be attached all the way down.
Yeah.
And that's a full measure for your gun.
Yeah.
Good find, though.
That's a very good find.
And also, yeah, you saved that.
Yeah, I did say that it was going to be lost by time. We've got to really move fast here, Steve.
Guy Fawkes, famous for his role in the gunpowder plot, was one of many notable prisoners to be held at the Tower. Others include Sir Walter Raleigh, Anne Boleyn, and even the Cray twins, who were amongst the very last people held at the Tower after they deserted from their national service.
If I show Steve, though, he'll probably whip that in his bucket, get his wife some flowers from a grave on the way home and stick them in there.
We add up anything?
Yeah, look at this.
Ta-da! Who found that? Stolly?
No.
Well, it's a rumbler bell or a crotal bell.
Yeah.
Which would have been put on, say, a leading pack animal.
Yeah.
There's also great stories about them being on knights' horses and all this, but... Go on, you found it. I'll let
Well,
you put it
fingers
out.
crossed, it might have some markings on there, maybe maker's mark. So we'll go, here we go. It's complete. It's a plain one, I think.
Yeah. Good find, though.
Yeah, well pleased with that.
You all right, John? You all right, John?
All right, Johnny, not bad, good.
Not too bad. How is it without your metal detector?
It's not too bad today.
Is it?
I think I'll leave it at home future.
Will you?
Yeah.
You haven't got your tobacco with you either, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Oh, thank God for that. At least you've got some sort of crutch. Some sort of crutch. John, I'll see you later. It's a rare interview again. Bit of an exclusive for history. There's actually a conversation with Willis John.
Rock! Yo! Here, help!
What you got?
No, it's not what I've got, it's what I've lost.
No.
You know this bit where I was doing a bit with Johnny, yeah? Find it.
Yeah.
Well, I spotted it.
Right.
I thought I spotted something over here.
Yeah.
And I've lost it again.
Any idea, any clues?
Yes, here. Here somewhere. It was an old button, like a military button or something.
Right.
Oh, the boy has got it again.
I've got it now, I've got it. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, look, it cleans up as well. That's quite nice, though. Metropolitan Police.
Metropolitan Police.
This Metropolitan Police button dates back to Victorian times. In fact, it was the copper buttons on an officer's uniform that led to the slang term coppers.
That's quite a good find.
Nice.
I thought it was military.
OK, I've found very little on the foreshore today, but the reason mudlarks carry on, as Steve often says, is because they want to change history. They want to add to the history books. They're looking for things of historical value, not financial value. Sometimes you get something that hits both. Now, 2 weeks ago, Woolwich John, and he's just handed me this, found this just down the river. This is awesome. That is 2,300 years old. It is an Iron Age glass bead, and there's only 2 like it in the whole world. But there it is. He found that in the mud, and it's actually still got the ring to hang it. 2,300 years old. And just look how outstandingly beautiful it is. And that's just here, perfectly preserved in the Thames mud. Only 2 like it in the world. Woolwich John, obviously notoriously camera shy, and without his metal detector today, just decided to show me that, I think, to give me hope that there's still great things lurking down there, even if I fail to find them. You know, sometimes it's worth coming down there just to see what other people can find. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely amazing.
Coming up, we unearth more treasures locked away on the Tower of London's foreshore.
That's museum good.
Absolute museum
That's
piece.
museum
That is
good.
a museum piece.
Really is.
This week, me, mud god Steve Brooker, and his sidekick Rock are on the River Thames by the world-famous Tower of London, a beacon of law and order for hundreds of years. I've been struggling so far, but maybe things are about to change.
You all right, Steve?
Yeah, we had a...
Look, no, I know they're not... this pottery, yeah? How old is this sort of terracotta pot? How old is this sort of pottery like this?
Well, we've got...
It's got a bit of green glaze on.
Yeah, so, you know, I always go on, 1550 onward.
Ever since you pointed out to me what these marks are, it gives me real pleasure finding them.
Yeah.
But look, I love the fact you can find something 500 years old, and look, there we go. You can actually see the thumb marks where he's worked it. That's just a human thumb providing the pattern on a bit of green glaze. I know it's not much of a find, but I always like it in terms of someone every day doing his job to create something every day. I just like that.
Got your glasses?
Oh, that's beautiful. No, I haven't. What is this?
It's a button.
Yes. Oh, is it a button?
It's
oh, right.
Yeah, the back's missing, yeah. It's a pewter button.
Yeah.
It says, and it's really, right, this is rare, it says Millbank Prison.
Millbank Prison was opened in 1816 and originally designed as a holding facility for convicted prisoners before they were transported to Australia. The prison was eventually closed in 1890.
I'll stick that in your bucket. That's a really good find.
That's rare.
Lovely find, Steve. I might even toss that out now.
And you know you had your little police button earlier?
Yeah.
I'm going to trump it.
Right, now, I've seen these before. Right, so it's a police badge, but what's really strange here is it's been crunched up. Good find, though. Also strange, though, why would you?
I know.
I suppose it's because it can't be used again.
Well,
Somebody could
yes.
pin this on their jacket and pretend to be a policeman, I suppose.
maybe.
Good find, though.
Right, then. Well, have you had anything else?
No, I have. Well, I've had. What did I have up? No, I haven't.
No.
But I can see something here.
Did you?
Right,
Ooh.
can you see
Yeah,
anything?
I just spotted it.
Yeah,
as
it's
well,
an
actually.
obvious
Yeah, yeah,
spot.
That's huge. Oh my God.
Piece of chainmail.
That's unbelievable.
That's what you call a piece of chainmail.
That's unbelievable.
Pieces like this would be used to clean in your helmet.
Yeah.
I'll leave that with you. I'll catch you later.
Oh, mate, cheers.
For centuries, the Tower of London made the armour for the kings of England. As a home to the royal armouries, the crown jewels and the royal mint, the Tower has always been a great symbol of strength, built to awe and subdue the British population.
You all right, Rock?
Ah, JB, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad.
You all right?
What you had up?
Well, star find so far is this.
Oh, some kind of needle.
Almost called a bodkin.
What, Tudor?
Tudor, yeah.
It would have to be just the word bodkin.
Bodkin. And that would have been used to sort of thread lace through clothing, and you'd be able to pick out the lace as you thread it through your clothing. And also, a refined woman would have used this in her hair, and she'd have had a strand of silver hanging down, sorry, off here, strand of silver with a little pearl on the end, yes. But if you can see on this one, it's nicely decorated on the end, but also we have, you see that?
What's that?
K-I.
K.I.
K.I. Possibly Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
Possibly owners, but I'd say it's probably more Maker's Mark.
Look at that.
Isn't that absolute quality?
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, that's what, that's museum good,
Absolute
isn't it?
museum
That's
piece.
museum
That is
good.
a museum piece.
Really is.
Yeah, well pleased with
A
that.
Tudor bodkin.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great find. Hello, Stolly. Here we go, Stol. Here you go, Stol. You ready? Go, Mud Dog!
There we go, it's probably just a little belt loop. But imagine that some of these big loops you'd have on a leather belt, maybe you have your dagger through it. So this is why you find lots of bits and pieces, because it was, you know, you had to get your dagger out quickly. So for instance, you know, I'm trying to protect myself. I don't want something that I've got to unbutton or whatever to get it out of my sheath. I want it out quick. So you just have a ring within your belt. Just pull it straight out. And that's why lots of things get lost, due to the fact people getting out of boats, lifting a leg up, the dagger, sword or small knife comes out of the holder, straight into the Thames. Now, that's definitely not a dagger holder because it's too small, but probably is a belt attachment.
We might only be able to search by eye, but I think we've been really at the top of our game today. Excluding Johnny, of course.
You all right, lads?
JB!
Where have you been? Jabbering, I suppose.
No, I've been looking down there. Okay, what have you had, boys?
I've got some nice pottery, but look, amongst that, and you could have had that, 15th century thimble.
Oh.
You could have had that. You was gassing down there. You could have come down here with us, yeah, and look, all of interest.
Wait a second. Gassing. I was filming, Steve.
No, you was gassing.
I was making an historical documentary series called MudMen and addressing the camera and actually doing a pretty good job.
But the show's about historical finds, and you could have had that.
Here we go. That's absolutely brilliant. Take it back. I think we should go to the pub, if I'm honest with you. The tide's about to come in and drown us. There's about a foot left down
We've got about
there.
a foot left to go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's hit the pub.
Do you know what, lads?
Go on.
I know what I want to find. I want to find a really nice pub.
It's been a great day on the Tower foreshore for the MudMen, with some exceptional discoveries.
It's Stephen.
Oh, it's the same.
I tell you what, look how we've cut it fine, boys.
Totally cutting
Look,
it
the
fine.
water's coming right up to the stairs.
After 2 cheeky sherries and a Scotch egg, it's time to examine our finds.